Tuesday, Tink and Tonic. Let me invite my guy. Tuesday, Tink and Tonic. Easy Clarke.
Yo, what it do?
How you doing, brother? What it do, baby?
What it do, baby? Yo, every time I do that, people always like, "Where's that from?" I was like, "You don't watch basketball? You don't know where that from?" Shit.
Man, that's shameful. You really get that question? That's shameful.
Yeah, I did get that question. People don't know about Kawhi, bro. They don't know. They don't know about Kawhi.
Hey man, maybe we getting old, I guess. I don't even know.
Oh shit, people actually coming to see me fuck around. What's up,
Fair
guys?
enough. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. All right, Tuesday, Tink and Tonic. Last week we talked about financial steps, seven steps as stated by Dave Ramsey, but obviously not just by him. And then we told a story about how we utilize that to help us out in our own small way. Obviously, we're just average folks trying to make it, right? Average folks trying to
We
make
ain't
it.
balling like that yet.
Not at all.
Give me
Not
10
at all.
5
Not
years.
yet. Yeah. But how we utilize that to help us get to a position where we can now be strategic about how things are going, and you don't feel like this kind of pressure. You know, I think that was the last thing you said. That was great. You don't really feel that pressure, and now you can think clearly and make decisions out of need.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
No, exactly, man. That having your shit organized, like having an emergency fund and a savings and all of these things really does clear like mental stress. Especially like when your family or friends and the people you're close to have their shit organized as well, because then you don't have to worry about them. And I know a lot of my friends who've like learned these things and grown up and figured out so much that they get worried about their parents because their parents don't understand. They and that's all you want. Your parents or your friends give so much to you and make sure that they are right too.
That's it. That's it. At the end of the day, that's what a lot of us trying to do, especially those from, the immigrant, background or out of the U.S., you know what I'm saying? And you said something real quick before we continue, pick up today. I like the imagery you put there, bro. Get yourself right. Get your brothers and sisters right. Get your friends right. Get your community right. And you start building what? A web. That's how you build a network. Start building a strong foundation.
Bro, you really just started drawing your whiteboard in front.
Hey, listen. Bring value, I'm gonna do it.
Oh shit, no, spit.
If you
I
bring
like
value, I'm gonna do it. But think about it, man. Like when we say network, that's what a network is, right? But first, you got to put on your seatbelt by following the basic steps and building a foundation. And that's really what we're talking about, right? The basic steps of really getting ourselves, because everybody can do the basic steps.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the imagery of like putting on your oxygen mask first on the plane when it's gonna crash. That shit don't do anything, but put on your mask first so you can help other people. That's really what's up.
Facts. So, all right, cool. So then let's start from the top and review real quick then. First thing everybody can do is save $1,000.
Shit, that's it. Baby step number 1: save $1,000. 100.
How'd you get your $1,000, bro? Did you have to go make more money? Did you pull it from a savings that you had, or?
Oh, that's a good question. I
Or
spent a
how
lot of my
ideas? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I got my first 1,000 from work. I moved to the States and got like a shitty job, and my first paycheck was my first $1,000 because everything else went into getting me to California to save that $1,000. But that first 1,000 is actually kind of hard because you're gonna need a whole bunch of other stuff too, depending on what's going on. You're gonna feel like a lot of pull to get those things, but put 1,000 aside. That's baby step number 1, and don't use it. Don't think about it.
The thousand can be hard, But once you get the 1,000 down, you tell me how you feel about this, man. Once you get the 1,000 down, that's like a firm decision. Like I'm gonna do this. Like I'm not like kind of doing it. This is like all right, cool. It's like the poker. You put your chip in to play the game.
Your buy-in? Yeah, it's your buy-in
Yeah, it's your
for sure.
buy-in. It's
Yeah.
your buy-in. So you can. I mean, for me, I had some money in the bank, but I also had debt at the same time. So I just took that money and took out in cash and made it my $1,000. But you can also pick up an extra gig. There's a lots of ways. Like how many ways get creative? How many ways can you get 1,000? Do some seasonal jobs, do some extra delivery job, do like
So I
you know what I
got,
mean?
if you got a car, I don't know what else you got. I don't know. But
I used to rake, cut grass, shovel snow if you can and physically able to, I guess.
yeah,
Could do somebody's homework, write
I
some
don't know where.
papers.
Yeah, I
You
don't
can
know
write
where.
some, be a freelance, write
To
some
be fair,
papers.
I didn't even write my own papers. I don't know if I can write anybody else's.
That's all right. Maybe that's probably not the one for you then, man. That's probably not the ones for you.
Oh shit!
But
But yeah,
utilize your skills, basically, is what we're saying.
if your skills are crime, then just commit crime. I'm just joking.
No, we do not endorse that here, bro. We don't even have a deal yet. You trying to get us canceled? We don't even have a deal yet. You trying to get us canceled? Come on, man.
Just steal
No,
it.
man, don't do that.
As
Don't
long
do
as
that.
it's yours and it's in your emergency fund, it's yours. That's it.
Yeah, don't do. Sell something. That's a lot of ways to do it. Extra phones that you have.
Sell those Jordans,
So,
bro. You don't need all them Jordans. Sell some shoes and some
oh man, you just
clothes.
you just
Yeah.
offended some people.
No, but honestly, that's a hard one because I mean, I like clothes. And one of the things that came out of me like doing the whole 9 yards of the baby steps is that I ended up being less attached to clothes, and now I kind
Mm,
of judge. I actually have like a spreadsheet with like 1 to 5 on it, and I only buy things that are like a 3 and above. So I never
mm.
really needed clothes or shoes. They were always like a 2 or a 1, so I rarely ever buy them now. If I bought winter clothes and like I didn't buy clothes again for like a year. So
That's
you know, yeah.
that's dope. That's a cool method, man. So you like keep track of what you want and then rate them 1 to 5.
Yeah, so I don't know why. I just realized that like how I get the 1 to 5 is a necessity. So like if something breaks, like it's clearly a 5, it turns into a 5. But I don't need $300 Yeezys, which is the only reason I don't have Yeezys because they're always a 1. Like I have shoes and I don't, so I have to wait for that thing. Or I have to take care of everything at the top of the list because anything below 3 is like a want. I don't really need that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like that actually. I like that, and you still have thought, and you still get to like play around with like playing in the closet or like doing whatever. And this could be whatever you and anybody enjoys, But like I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna think
Yeah.
about implementing that myself. All right, step 2.
Yeah, step 2, the debt snowball, which is like the hardest part for most people. Um, for those of you in the States, you probably have student loans and shit, credit cards. For those of you not in the States, I'm pretty sure you probably have a car or, maybe credit cards or some kind of loan. Because I know personally for me, people told me when I left school that I should take out a loan so I could build credit. So I know
It's
a lot of
crazy,
people,
right?
yeah, a lot of people do that and end up with $10,000 to pay back for no reason other than credit. Um,
Mm.
so, definitely
So you're saying like people who didn't even need to take it out.
people that didn't even need to take it out. They just,
Mm.
somebody told me once, like, just go to like let's say Best Buy and order something expensive and like pay it off gradually so that you can build your credit. Like, for fucking what? Like, but anyway. Yeah.
It's the people around you, man. The people around you, the little voices around you. That's so funny. That's like, and the thing is like, that's where we trust. We get most of the times, right? We trust advice from kin folks, those that are close by, because they have your best interest in mind, right? Now, I still believe they have your best interest in mind, even as it comes to the subject of money. But so then you gotta consider, all right, where's the gap? And to me, and you let me know what you think, bro. But to me, The gap is like, oh, we've all been systematically misinformed over time about how this game actually works. Yeah.
Yes, but it is, but there's a time for it, you know, like, and there's a way to
Why?
do it healthily, you know?
Why? Why? Elizabeth, type back in the chat why.
Because, I mean, if you want a house, honestly, I was not about to say, like, renting an apartment in New York, I really wouldn't have gotten my apartment if my roommates didn't have incredible credit. Like,
Yeah.
because I was building mine back up, and everybody's like, yo, you need 700 credits. And I was just like, but I have money, though. Like, look at my income statement and shit. But, you know, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, we're now current day in a system where if you want to buy really, really large pieces, you either have to have the credit one or two ways. Name or actual credit, right? Because there's particular names that,
Ain't nobody
Magic
got,
Johnson, you sitting at a six. All right, Magic, you got it.
yeah.
Like you really, you know what I'm saying? So like, got it, perfectly understood. And not saying that there's the conversation between being fiscally responsible with your money and credit are not mutually exclusive. I think a lot of people think, oh, wait, what if you don't get caught? Well, you can still establish credit in a very intelligent way. The thing is, most people don't establish credit in a very intelligent way, nor do they use it in a very intelligent way, nor are we advised to use it in a very intelligent way by
They don't even
media, by
understand
people
it.
around us.
Yeah, they don't even understand it, bro. They just, it's just something they know they should have at a certain age, like life insurance. But what do you really know about life insurance? You know?
I didn't know nothing, so I did my research, right?
Yeah.
We could talk about that later. All right, so that's step two, debt snowball.
So
So what did go ahead? What did you
now I was
do
gonna
when you
say,
were doing the debt snowball?
so I mean, you gave me the most practical advice. You know, you list your debt as whatever you think it is, whether it's 200 like personal loans, friend loans, actual loans. You list it. It was from what smallest to biggest, biggest to smallest.
Yeah,
Uh,
smallest to biggest.
I'll let you talk about it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
smallest
just
to largest, and then you start with the smallest, and that's the whole idea of starting with a small, tiny, tight, compact, little ball of snow, right? That's how you build a snowball. You build it up and you start rolling it out. And the idea is that you want to get quick wins, right? Just like a basketball teams, when you get on the court, you want to see the ball go through the hoop a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Soccer team, you want to string together a couple of passes so you get the thing rolling. Same thing here. You get a couple quick victories. Hopefully you got like 100 here or something like that that you could just pay off real quick. Check it off, feel good, get momentum rolling, and then you start progressively moving your way up to the largest, right? And
yeah.
the thing is, as you keep going through, and I'm gonna let you speak to this too, as you keep going through, you kind of like literally gain energy in so many ways. You gain momentum in so many ways. That's why it's key that you do it that way.
I agree with you. The quick wins, it builds your confidence. It makes you feel like, yeah, shit, I can do this. Like I can get this done. Um, Thankfully, like I didn't have too large of a debt load. Like I definitely had one, but I can imagine this step is pretty daunting for people that have a car and student loans. I mean, depending on the size of the loan. So like lawyers and doctors and stuff like that. Because I mean, that's not something you're gonna pay off in a year or two, you know. And I think this is like this. I think it's the point most people get stuck at because, how am I gonna pay off 200,000 loans and like not have a savings or emergency fund in case something goes bad? You know, like nah, I'm gonna just skip that and go to this and pay off this loan for the rest of my life. Um, I often argue people that have car loans because they're like, no, like my savings makes me feel comfortable, but how could you be that comfortable? Because if you lose your job, you have to pay 500 a month to pay off that car. So why
Yeah,
wouldn't you get that peace of mind?
yeah.
What do you
I
think?
think that's a great point. That's a great point, and I think a lot of people do get stuck at that point. I got stuck a little bit and I had a car that was upside down. So
Oh,
not only was it, a monthly payment, but it was a monthly payment towards like the sunken of sunken holes. Like it was just like, this is gone. I can't even sell it for what I like anywhere near what I owe, right? So, but I think this is the thing. You got to also then look at, we can't skip the step of like, what was the decision that got into that loan in the first place, right? So for me, for example, man, like I got a car loan because I felt like that was my only way to go. I can't wait another few months and work really hard to save up like, a couple whatever to go. I can't do that. It will take
I'll,
forever. I got a job and I
I'll
had a
fly
new
dude
job.
like you. I'll fly dude like you. Gonna take the bus, bro. You know, your
I
self
mean,
worth just goes this.
yes, yes, yes. So a lot of things come up. So like that societal put like you can't really ignore that, man. That's true. That's true. A lot of that comes up. And the thing is, man, like I think what you really have to look at is why do we have a car loan, something that's depreciating as soon as you run off, literally go off the lot. Why are we spending $20,000 or being encouraged by people, right? And that was my case. I was looking at a car and I was like, wait, it's like 16, let's say it was like high teens, right? I don't quite remember exactly how much it was. But like, why was anybody encouraging me that that was okay because I had a job? I'm just creating a handcuff for my situation. Oh, you've got higher pay, thus you can have higher liabilities. That's a handcuff, all right? And that's the thing too. It's like people that meant well still gave me bad advice because they had bad information.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I could add to that. Yeah, it's just bad information, bro. It's just it's also a little bit of like that Amazon impatience, bro. You want next day delivery. You want
Mm,
prepackaged goods. Like, why should I
pre,
have to
mm,
wait 5 or 6 years to get that dope ass car? Why don't I just get it now? It's zero down. You know, like people don't
mm-hmm.
really understand like how much markup you're gonna get. Nobody's. I mean, I don't know how many people pass math, but nobody's gonna sit down to calculate that noise. You know, like
Nah, nah,
so.
I didn't for sure.
I
And
don't.
I probably look into things more than I'll say most in terms of just like who answering all the little questions. So like, and I think because these companies know this or have data to prove this over time, they start making it easier,
Yeah.
right? They start making it easier. So it's like you go to college and there's a credit card company conveniently with a tent, a water bottle, and an application for a card.
Yeah. Don't forget. I was gonna say
How
also the
crazy is that?
military. I was also gonna say there's also a military sign up in case everything gets too overwhelming and you want to run away, but we won't go there. Um, but
I don't even know what you just said, but we're gonna roll with it.
dog, there's always like a Marine or Army office close by too.
No, no, no. I just missed it.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But what did Elizabeth say here? And
Those are going off.
she loved this credit talk. She had great credit too. We'll talk about. Honestly, Elizabeth, like you're right. Credit is important, but like you could do it slowly, like everything else. It's just saying like don't be impatient and like go for, you know, go all in because you think you're gonna make more money later. Like shit goes wrong and you most likely don't. So like do it securely. Like yeah, I have great credit now, but also like it took me a while. First, I had to understand what it was made of, and then I used oh, right here. Hold on. I used this book by Ramit Sethi. Um, it's called like "I Will Teach You to Be Rich," and he like that's where I really got the understanding of credit from. And you know, one of the things he advised was opening up a credit card and like only using a small amount, like put like maybe one subscription on it a month. And then every year after that, as you get more accustomed to having a credit card, open a new one so you can build your credit score using credit cards that you don't actually use. You know, they're healthy ways to do it. And that's how I built back my credit. I have 3 credit cards now, and my credit score is back above 700. Do I use them every month? No, because actually the more you use your card, is actually the more your credit score will go down because it's based on your utilization rate. But yeah, that's my point was that they're healthy and like long term ways to do it. Like, if I thought, nah, I need my credit to be 800 today, I'll probably fuck myself. But I said, yo, I got a couple of years, like I can take my time and like build this back, and just live
Yeah.
in means for the meantime.
Yeah. That's so. That's so. So yeah, it is important, but there's a way to go about it and a way not to go about it and find yourself in a tough situation, I think is what I got from that.
Yeah. I want
Yeah,
to ask you, like, what do you
go ahead.
advise to people that have a car? I mean, you paid off your car, like, I know somebody,
Mm,
they have like 20, they have like, let's say 15K left on their car, but they also have 15K in savings. I was like, yo, just pay off the car with that 15K you saved. And they're like, no, like, that's my safety net. Like, how do you talk somebody into like dropping what they think is a safety net to pay off a car, Like, what do you do?
I think first and foremost, you're probably not gonna talk somebody into that. They really have to get to a point where they feel that to be true in their gut, or they have enough trust to like trust the process. That's literally gotten like, hundreds and thousands of people like through this, right? But for me, man, you really got to look at. I think the car thing is one of the. There's a couple really big holes we got to watch out for. I think financially, when you think about it, it's like education, right? So not overpaying for education, um, cars, so not overpaying for cars, homes, not making them a liability instead of an asset, marriages, not spending too much on a wedding. Um, you know what I'm saying? So like those are like major holes, right? Like if you navigate well, you're not gonna fall into like 100,000, 200,000, $300,000 of debt because the truth of the matter is, the more debt you have, the more you are tied to somebody in terms of you are their debt slave in that sense, or you work for that, not to get people all wild up, but like you, where are you going? Yank, like there's a chain to you, right? And ultimately, what everybody's really talking about wanted is like freedom. That's really what everybody wants. Like, what's all the money for? So I can do whatever I want. Yeah, I mean, that's freedom, right? So, and there's many different ways to acquire freedom. And I think we get sold these large pitfalls in life and navigate it. If you navigate two of them incorrectly, let's say you go to school and you rack up like $50,000, right? Which it's very common, right?
Yeah, quick.
And then you get a $30,000 or $20,000 car, right? And then you get a $200,000 to $300,000 home. I mean, you're locked. Like regardless of what you got to win the lottery to not be locked. You're locked, right? So I think when we think lifestyle first, when we think like those things, I think there's a real freedom to like seeing how to properly navigate those pitfalls. What do you have to add to divide, to multiply, subtract from that, brother?
I would
Go
say
ahead
no,
with it.
no, you're right, bro. One of the things I always talk about is that I see like Americans work and they work real fucking hard. Like the system, I mean, the harder you work, the better you always do. But I feel like this system is really like perpetuated on that like hamster wheel. Like, like you gotta work hard because you gotta pay off these loans and you have to pay for this lifestyle and you have to pay it. And one of the nice things is I don't have that problem as much anymore, just because I don't have that debt to pay off. Like that bill isn't coming every month. Like there's like so much less pressure, and again, you can focus on your lifestyle and what really pushes things forward. Instead of just like wanting to climb the wheel or like make sure like
Yeah.
nothing's done, and that's a privilege, bro. Like it's a real privilege. Don't get me wrong. Like I know everybody can get there. So
No,
yeah.
no, bro. I think not, maybe not to a particular level or whatever. Like, yeah, we're all, within a certain range, I guess. But like the math doesn't necessarily, well, geographically speaking, I guess in a way it does because of, listen, y'all, this is why you gotta start where you are and do what you can, okay? Start where you are and do what you can. That's the end of the day.
Some people in some seriously hard situations. I mean, what I'm gonna do? Tell you like
Yeah. But there's
move
also a lot
somewhere
of
cheaper, you don't know anybody in like Alabama or something. I don't know. You know,
No,
like
for sure. I have no idea, bro. But at the end of the day, there's also a lot of really amazing stories out there of people that did come out of really crazy things. You know what I mean? So, might as well give it a shot. Why not? Shoot your shot, or you're not gonna really make it. All right, that's up to two, which I think is really an appropriate place to potentially wind this down. What you think?
yeah, we can leave it there. I mean, uh, technically, I'm only at step 4, so it's not like I can talk about that many steps. You know.
Well, you can talk about them in theory,
I
plans,
get
how you you're working it, you're going about it.
I got a lot of theory. You see them books? I read half of them. I'm just joking.
Half. Too true. Half. Ooh, 50%. All right, we're with it. Yeah, man. Hey, last quick question for you, man. You watch any basketball recently?
I haven't, bro. To be fair, so this is one of those weird situations. I wanted to go to the Nets Wizards game Sunday when Blake Griffin appeared, but it was like $500, and like I had to
Oh.
it was like because you have to buy them in twos, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna really spend $500
Oh,
ticket right now.
wow.
So I didn't go. Anyway, yeah, that's it. But
Interesting.
Bron's injured. Lakers are in a hole.
It's sad, man.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to jump on the X bandwagon. I don't really know.
I'm with it, man. It's Brooklyn. As long as it's not the Knicks.
Nah,
I'm not a fan of Dolan.
Nah, they're fine. All right, G.
That's Tuesday, Tink and Tonic. We talked about financial steps that we've taken and some of the challenges to come across. Next week, gonna keep it up and talk about step 3 and 4.
Also, we pause. Do not pay the minimum on your credit card. Just pay that shit off every month. I don't know who told you that's a good idea. Don't do it. Just pay off your credit card. All right, done. Bye.
Peace.